Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart.
Hello everyone, photographer Andredesignz here with a new retouch video, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to do the shutter glass effect. You might be asking what I'm talking about. Let me show you. I did this shoot in 2007, back in 2007, and I did this effect on the image. And some of you guys recently have been asking me how did I do it and if I have a tutorial on it, and you know, my answer was no, because I did not do a tutorial for it. So I'm going to show you guys now how to achieve this effect. Also, ensure that you follow my Instagram page, and you can turn on notification as well, so you'll be notified each time I put up a post. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this right now, but the first thing you have to do is download the action, because there's an action there that you have to download in order to do it. So what you have to do is to go to my website. No, you're not going to go to my website. You're going to check the description for the download link. You do not have to have Dropbox to download it. Once you click the download link, you'll see this option here to click download. So you're going to click download right now. I already have it downloaded on my computer, but I'm going to show you guys how to actually download it. So I'm going to put it on my desktop. Where's my desktop? You know what? I'm not going to even put it on the desktop. I'm just going to go to where I save it. Alright, I'm loading it right now. Give me a minute. Alright, so I saved it here in the Dropbox folder. So I'm going to show you guys now how to actually get it in Photoshop. So wherever you save it, you have to go back there to get the texture. So yeah, because these are the glass, different effects of glass you can actually use. So what I'm going to do now is to, let me pull up Photoshop real quick. So once you're in Photoshop, you need to ensure that you have the action panel up. And if your action panel is like this, what you have to do is change it back to this. And then what you could do is to go to the folder where you have the action. You can even double click on the action and it will come over here, but you can just drag it over like this and the action is there. So we're going to turn it back into a button, and then that's it. So we have the shutter glass action, and this is actually some colors that you can apply to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is to edit the image. So let me quickly tell you guys what the settings was for the camera. So I was using the Z6 at that time. I sold my Z6, as you guys know, some of you guys know, and I was using a 50mm lens. I was shooting at 1/125th a second, and I was shooting at 7.1. Always ensure that you shoot at 7.1 up, because you want to ensure that the entire image is in focus. ISO was at 100, as you can see there. So I'm going to quickly edit this image. You know, I'm going to crop it, because it's best to have the a close-up image. Actually, it gives a more dramatic look, a better effect actually. So I'm just going to crop it. You know what, I'm going to create a duplicate, and then I'm going to crop it. I'm going to crop it to the Instagram portrait size. Now I'm going to put it like right here, just like that. I might just go up closer. Yeah, like that. Good. And this is the 4:5 ratio, which is 8:10 in inches. Just gonna press enter, and that's the image. Image looks really good. It's really sharp. So I'm gonna quickly clean up the image. On this duplicated image, I'm gonna press J on the keyboard for the patch tool, and I'm just gonna quickly remove the blemishes using the patch tool. All right. So I'm basically finding a clean area to place the blemish on, and it automatically clears it, as you know. Alright, so I'm gonna put the I was gonna say I'm gonna put the makeup artist page in the description, and also the models page. If I can find the models page, I don't remember what her page is, because she recently changed it. Alright, so I think that's that. Okay, good. So I don't think there's anything else I need to remove from the image itself. So what I'm going to do now is to go to frequency separation by coming here and click on the frequency separation action. And the radius is 6.4 now. If your radius is at 6.4, the image is going to look a bit processed. So if you want it to look more realistic, you'd go to like F15 or 20. But I want it to be a little bit soft, you know, so I'm just gonna go to what was it, 6.4? 6.4, yeah, because I want it to look a little bit processed. All right, but you still have the texture in the skin. It's just that you should avoid from adding too much mixing at one location of the image, because if you add too much mixing at one place, it will look a little bit fake, so you have to be careful. All right, so I think I'm gonna do a video comparing the 6.4 with 20 radius, so you guys can have an understanding of what it looks like. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is to come over here to the mixer brush tool. Mixer brush tool is normally nested on the brushes, and then ensure that this is selected, this isn't. It will automatically clear the brush. Your wet should be at 2% and everything else remains the same, and do not click sample all layers. Alright, so I'm gonna quickly using the bracket on the keyboard to get the brush bigger. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just blending the skin. I'm not adding too much because I do not want it to look too smooth. So I'm just, you know, adding a little, because you want your image to look realistic. And the reason why I would, you know, advise you guys to maybe use 20 for the radius is because you're not really versed with retouching. So if you use this, it might look a little bit fake. But once you have an understanding of how to retouch, trust me, you can use 6.4 and it will look realistic and not too processed. So that's what I've done so far. Let's look at before and after. I'm just going to close this. So that's before and that's after. So I barely make, you know, adjustments to it, just barely. All right, so I think I need to remove some more of the blemishes. I'm just going to zoom it up a little bit more. I'm going to go to the high frequency layer, and it works best with the clone stamp tool when I'm using the frequency separation action. So I'm just going to sample an area that's clean, and then I need to put my flow at 100%. Sample an area that's clean and just paint. So when I'm not using the frequency separation action and I'm just using a layer to clean up the skin, I normally use patch tool because it works better. But when I'm using frequency separation, I rather using the clone stamp tool to clean up the skin. It's just my preference, actually. All right, that looks good. Yeah, so it's good to zoom into your image sometimes and just remove the blemishes from the skin, because if you're zoomed out, you may miss some of them, and sometimes you want to maybe leave back some so it looks, you know, it looks realistic. Alright, and you want to zoom back out again and look at your image just to ensure that it looks good. Alright, that looks good to me. Alright, so the next step now is to do some dodge and burning. And dodge and burning is basically dodge working on the bright areas and burn working on the dark areas. So I'm going to go to the dodge right here, press B on the keyboard for the brush, put my flow at 1%, because we do not want to add too much light. We want to control it. So normally right here, ensure that your foreground is white. Alright. Alright, perfect. So under here should be white as well, or it should be highlighted. Good. I'm gonna go to the dark, which is the burn. I'm just gonna shape the face. Normally here is dark, here is already dark, so I'm just gonna apply that. Alright, that looks good. Let's look at the before and after for the dodge and burning. I'm just gonna hold on Control and then press G and call this DB, and then before and after. So now you have an understanding of what the dodge and burn could actually do for your image. It does wonders. Alright, so the next step now is to color the image. I don't really need to color this image, trust me, like it's already, looking good, but I'm gonna play with it a little bit more. I'm gonna hold on Control Shift Alt E to create a new layer, and then Control J to create another layer. Then I'm gonna go to Camera Raw, and then I'm gonna go right here, well, Filter, Camera Raw, and then I'm gonna come over here to where it says Collaboration, and I'm gonna play with the primary blue and see what I can get. Alright, primary blue -3. Let's look at it before and after for that. So it just warm it up a little bit. Remember, when you're adding colors, guys, you do not want to add too much color. You just want to add a little color, because you don't want it to look too surreal. All right, so I'm gonna come over here to HSL adjustments, and then I'm gonna adjust the green a little bit. Well, not a little bit. All right, and then the yellow, the background, I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit as well, maybe like right there. Good. If you want to just adjust the color itself, you can come over to saturation, and then you have control the color only. All right, so that looks good, so I'm gonna press OK. Yeah, so it's a little color add to it, nothing else. So now I'm actually done with the editing. What I could actually do, I could remove these loose hair from the models. I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to hold on the clone stamp. Well, I'm going to press clone stamp and get it bigger. I'm at 100% for the flow and the opacity. And I'm just going to sample right there by holding on Alt. Let me get this smaller. And then I'm just going to yeah, sometimes you don't necessarily have to do this. You could just get the pen tool and just make a selection and remove the, you know what, I'm not even gonna do this. I'm gonna bring it back. Alright, the computer was just acting up a little bit. I'm just gonna get the pen tool and just make one selection, because that's too much work. Just like that. Hold Alt to cut it. Alright, my computer is kind of creeping right now. I'm not sure what's happening. Guys, I really can't wait to build my new computer. Like, it's going to be a beast. And trust me, when I'm doing these videos, I'm not going to be having any problems. All I need to purchase right now is the case and the memory. I'm going 64 gig of memory. And I'm gonna do a video actually showing you guys how I actually build it. I think, and then I need a water cooler, and then that's it. My new system is going to be ready for editing. I'm actually building that system for 4K editing, because I do a lot of weddings and I want to be shooting in 4K. So yeah. So now I made the selection. I'm gonna press I to get the color right there, and then I'm gonna hold on Alt backspace, and that's it. I'm done. So right here I'm seeing where we may have a little color. It's not matching, so I'm gonna get the what do you call it, the brush, and then I'm just gonna sample and just paint right here. My brush is at 1%, so it's taking a little while. Alright, so that looks good. Alright, so the next step now is to, you know what, I think I might want to brighten her eyes a little bit. It looks, you know what, let me try. I'm gonna come right here to curves, and then I'm just gonna bring this up, and then I'm gonna click on the curves layer, then Control I to invert, ensure that my foreground is white when I'm painting on black, and then get my brush flow at about 21%, and I'm just gonna paint right there. That's it, nothing else. Before and after. Good. Alright, so now I'm gonna do the effect. I know that's what you guys are waiting on. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna merge everything basically. Well, I said merge, but I pressed the, let me see, merge group. Alright, and then I didn't want to, you know what, I want the original image right here. I'm gonna create a duplicate of it. Alright, so I'm just gonna merge everything. Alright, and then, oh wait, what's happening here? Yeah. Alright, just want to merge everything. Good. So the first thing that you need to do right now is to create a new layer, and we're going to name this layer brush. If you do not do this, the action will not work. Then the next step now is to paint the section of the image that you want to have the effect on. Alright, so I'm going to press brush, and then I'm going to put my brush opacity for the flow at 100%. I'm going to change the color to white. Alright, and then I'm just going to paint the areas that I want the effect to go on. Alright, so I want the effect to be all over this section here. I don't really want the effect to be on the banana leaf, but I'm just going to leave it like that. I think it would look better if it's on the banana leaf as well. Alright, so let me just do that. I'm not sure if I want to put the earring in it as well. Just gonna leave it out. But normally you just do it. You know what? I'm gonna do it as well. I could leave it out though, but I'm just gonna do it. Alright, it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, so now that's done. I'm going to ensure that the brush is selected, and then I'm gonna click the action. And then it's gonna ask you to select which one of the actions you'd like to use. I think I want to use this one, number 7. And then I'm just gonna stretch the action to, or stretch the glass to where I'd like it. Don't really want to block the face too much. Then I'm going to press enter. Once you press enter, it's going to start to run the action. It may take a while depending on how fast your computer is, but yeah, so I'm running the action right now, and you can play around with the different actions and use the one that, you know, works for your image, because you might select one that does not work for your image. So this is the finished product. This looks good, but let's say you want to remove some of the glass because you don't like where it's going. What you could do, the top layer here controls the glass. So what you're going to do is to click on the glass layer right here, and then go to the brush. Ensure your brush is at 100% for the flow, and then all you're going to do now is to remove the glass that you don't want, but ensure that your foreground is black when you're painting on white, and then you could just delete the ones that you don't want. What else? I think that's it. There's nothing else I think I need to remove. Good, so that looks good. So the finalize is the color. I'm just gonna close this. Good, and then I'm just gonna click this. It's gonna give you an effect. It's gonna give you different colors that you can actually select from for the image. So this is one, this is one, this is the other, and that's the other. I don't like them, so I'm not going to use any. So I'm just going to, yeah, so it's back. So let me just pull this up a little bit more. If you'd like to do any adjustments at all to the glass or the effect, you can. You just need to scroll down to these layers and you can adjust them. So if you want to lower the opacity, you can. I mean, these are all the layers here, and you can adjust them as you like. Alright, so if you've learned anything from this image, from this video, you can give me a like, a thumbs up, yeah, and subscribe to my channel. Ensure that you turn on the notification bell, and I'm gonna upload this to Instagram now. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one. Bye bye.
Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows in the rain. you and me. Doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No,